So just as you could reflect over the y-axis, you can also reflect over the x-axis, and it follows the same principle, that it's the same distance in the opposite direction. Okay, so it's the same distance from, in this case, the x-axis, but in the opposite direction. So if you look, point A is for above the x-axis, so point A prime will be for below the x-axis. Alright, so then B is 1 above, so B prime will be 1 below. And then C is 1 above, so C prime will be 1 below. Again, please make sure that you're labeling these vertices. Okay, so please make sure that you're labeling them. So if you're looking at these points, so if you notice it's still the same values, 1 and then 4 for A and A prime, but there is a slight change. So when we reflect it over the x-axis, the x value will stay the same and the y will switch to the opposite. Okay, so just remember, whatever it's reflecting over, that part stays the same. Alright, so just remember, basic idea, same distance away from the line but in the opposite direction. Alright, that still applies when we look at more challenging problems such as this one. So if I look, A is 1 above my x-axis, so A prime will be 1 below. So you can also use the rule instead if you wanted. So like, let's say for B prime, so I'm going to keep the x value the same and I'm going to change the y value to the opposite. So that would be 1 and -4. And I could just double check. So B is for above the x-axis, B prime is for below the x-axis. So then C is 1 below the x-axis, so C prime would be 1 above the x-axis. And it's always a good idea, guys, to just check and make sure when you draw your final picture, and again, yours will be easier because you'll use the line tool in Desmos. But when you draw your picture as best you can, there we go. These should be congruent figures, meaning they're the same size, shape, everything. Okay, so all the side lengths are the same length, all the angles are the same measure, all of that is the same shape. Okay, so literally think about like taking the picture and just flipping it. Okay, if it is not the same size and shape, you have done something wrong and you need to double check. Okay, it's not a problem, but you need to go back and double check.